Hello everyone, and I am Jay, and this is going to be tutorial 0, getting your IDE. I'm going to be letting you choose the IDE you want, but I will tell you about them, and probably tell you some pros and cons about them, and then let you choose, but we'll put some links in the description for you to download them. So I'm just going to open up Microsoft Word. There we go. And what do I have on this list? Yeah, anyway, let's let that load up. Okay, so let's see. Let's talk about Dev C++ first. Let's see. About Dev C++. For the first, it's out of date. What I mean by that, it's not been updated for quite a while now. Yeah, it's just out of date. That's really all I can say for that. You can still use it. People still use it today. It makes the code messy, so I'll probably show you. Well, I'll go ahead and show you now, I suppose. It doesn't make it too messy, but it just makes things different than it should be. Like for closing, I'm not going to show you, but I'm just going to tell you, for closing braces, it doesn't like take it back to the line where the opening braces are, or beginning braces. It just keeps it on the line. And if you do hit backspace and go back to the line, and then put the closing brace there, it indents it. So, yeah, I think the developers of the brace of Dev C++ wanted to make C++ look like their own programming language, or that was the syntax. Well, it is syntactically correct, but how it looked back in the day when it was last updated. Also, compared to Visual Studio Express and Visual Studio, it actually, when you do switch statements or classes, you do the cases or public and private and stuff, it keeps it on the same line, and then when you hit enter, it indents it one more. And so switch statements and public and private. I'm just on this as a Visual Studio standpoint, because to me Visual Studio is more professional, and actually professional companies actually use Visual Studio. They do not use code blocks or Dev C++ or anything else, actually. They may use like a external compiler, and probably Notepad++. Notepad++. I'm getting tongue-tied tonight. Let's see what else. What was it saying? I really have no idea. Anyway, oh yeah, use Notepad++. It's Notepad++ is actually pretty useful because you can really do any language in it, pretty much. But it doesn't. It's just an IDE. It doesn't come with a compiler. You have to get one itself. Let's see. I'm just going to be going over the basic three, or the most popular three IDEs for C++. Well, Java 8 makes code messy, which it still compiles it, but let's see, what else can we say about it? I could say that it's most customizable, but you can customize Visual Studio and probably code blocks also. I've not really messed with that too much because the basic theme is just enough, so there's really no point to changing that, or the character size, or whatever this one is. The font. Yeah. I didn't know. Well, I did know that, but I just couldn't think of it. So, since we talked about Dev C++, let's talk about code blocks. Now, this compiler, or, well, shouldn't really say compiler, I should just say IDE, I never liked. I did try it for just a while, but I just didn't like it compared to Dev C++, because at the time I had Dev C++ as my main IDE, but see, what can we say about code blocks? I really can't say much about it because I honestly don't know much about it. Well, I could say that it comes with, oh, I could say that here too. Comes with compiler. Comes with compiler. Okay, they both come with compilers. Actually, all three of the main ones do, but we'll just add that anyway, because we're talking about the IDE in general. The see, it's not independent development environment. It is integrated development, or yeah, integrated development environment. That's what it means. Integrated, not what I said. I know I didn't say integrated, or at least I don't think I did. Independent, that's what I said. Independent development environment. That's not it. Anyway, so I honestly can't say much about code blocks. I can ask around on Infinity Logic, and I will have the more on code blocks in the description, so let's go ahead and go to Visual C++. Oh, whoops. Visual C++. Visual, we'll just put Studio. So, one thing that CodeBlocks nor Dev C++ has is IntelliSense. I think I spelled it right, and maybe not. No, it is. If it's not in there, it's spelled right. In the Microsoft Word dictionary thing. What this is a well, I wouldn't really say it's a syntax thing, but it lets you know what methods and objects are in a class, or function arguments. Dev C++ has something like that, but it's not quite the same. When you start typing a function with Dev C++, and you put the first parentheses, you have to get the name right. Oh, whoops. I didn't know I could do that. But anyway, you have to get the name right on it before it actually works. So say you have a function called myfunc. You have to spell it exactly like that, and then put the first parentheses, and it'll say, like down here, myfunc. Like say it takes an integer, it'll say myfunc int something, whatever is there in the definition of myfunc. But IntelliSense does that too, or Visual Studio does. I'm not completely sure if it's IntelliSense that does that, but I just know it does that, which is a pretty neat feature. But what I've noticed about IntelliSense is that, like, say you have a class. Well, that probably makes no sense to you at all. It's kind of like what I just mentioned with Dev C++, with the function thing, except, well, actually, I think I'll just tell you what IntelliSense is later, at a later time, when you're more advanced, or just show you when you're more advanced. But Visual Studio is more professional, more professional. Yeah, I knew I was spelling it right at first, and then I was like, wait, okay. Anyway, it's more professional, like, neater code. It actually doesn't do this. What I put here, closing braces are auto-indented or backspaced to the correct position, except if you mess with it and want to put the closing braces where you want, but I really don't see why you'd want to do that. Let's see. The switch statements, when you do cases, it'll auto-indent it backwards, or just backspace it back, one indentation space. And again, for when you have a class and put public and private. That way, you're not trying to look way over here